Robinhood forces traders to sell GameStop stock at massive losses. Okay guys, so in this video, I just had to make this video because I've really never seen anything like this before, and I would have never imagined that Robinhood would stoop so low to basically protect their biggest customer, Citadel, guys. So before I get into the video, I want you guys to check out Webull. It is an awesome Robinhood alternative, and while Robinhood only gives you 1 free stock for signing up, Webull will give you 4 free stocks if you open a brokerage account and deposit at least $100, guys, and each stock is worth up to $1,600, guys. So be sure to check out, get your free stocks, and switch over from Robinhood to Webull by clicking the link in the description below. So let's get into the video, guys. So, GameStop was one of the most highly owned stocks on the Robinhood platform. Look at this article on Gadget. We can see something that around over 50% or about 56% of all Robinhood users had owned GameStop stock. So obviously I talked about the previous video how basically Robinhood had halted trading on GameStop, AMC, costs, and a host of other stocks, basically protecting Citadel, their biggest client and their biggest customer. And that's the real way that companies like Robinhood make their money, guys. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth in this and talk about why this is just so corrupt, and some alternatives that you can use for Robinhood and what you can do next, guys. So as you can see here, you probably already know, if you use the Robinhood app, you probably have been banned and you can't basically buy a lot of these stocks that I just mentioned. You can only sell them, which is basically forcing people to basically do exactly the opposite of what people on Reddit and YouTube and Twitter were doing. They were basically saying, hey, this is a great stock to buy, let's buy it, and that caused the price to run up. So as you can see here, at one point, GameStop was just under a $50 stock, and it really ran up higher. But what Robinhood did was basically cause the price to crash. But it's not just that. Not only did they cause the price to crash, but they were actually auto-closing some people's positions. So guys, I picked up this on Twitter. Now, me personally, I don't really like using Robinhood other than for a few speculative options plays. I use majority of Webull and Fidelity for my investments, but I was absolutely shocked to see this. So this is a tweet from Stock Lizard King. It says, Robinhood is closing people's holdings in GameStop. I will not stop until Robinhood is out of business. So let's take a look at this tweet, guys. So this is an email he received. So as you can see here, the email from Robinhood, it says, in light of recent volatility, restricting transactions for certain securities to position closing only. However, due to unreasonable risk involved in your broker and your position, we have now closed 4,500 shares of GameStop at an average price of $118. So guys, wow, this is just crazy. So, I've never seen anything like this. But basically, what Robinhood did was basically protect the interest of their biggest customers like Citadel. And Citadel actually helped bail out Melvin Capital. Melvin Capital was one of these hedge funds that was betting against GameStop and recently caused GameStop's short interest to be more than the shares outstanding. So I believe at the peak, like the short interest in GameStop stock was over 130%, guys. So literally, these companies are making a fortune by basically forcing the price of GameStop stock. So not only is this basically forcing people to sell at massive losses, because we really don't know exactly what price he bought in at, but let's say he bought in at around like $200 or even $250. Well, you're basically forcing people on Robinhood to take massive losses, guys. So if we take a look at the chart here, basically, Robinhood forced him to sell at the lowest point possible. So this is completely the opposite of what Robinhood should be doing as an app. It should be protecting its clients. It should be protecting the people that made Robinhood what it is today by using their app and things like that, and forcing your customers to sell at the most lowest point on the daily chart is just completely crazy, guys. So here are a couple of things that I think are some solutions to the problem that is Robinhood right now. So the first thing I would say is that me personally, I took out all my funds from Robinhood and I deleted the app. So right now I'm just basically using Fidelity and Webull. And it's actually a little bit easier for me because I was using 3 different apps during the trading day. So now it's only 2. So it's just easier to manage. So I just deleted Robinhood. I withdrew all my money, transferred it to my bank account, and I'm just not using Robinhood anymore. And the reason I'm not doing this is because I did a little bit of digging, and this is how Robinhood really makes their money. So obviously Robinhood is things like Robinhood Gold, where they charge like $5 a month, but that's not really where the money's coming from. So according to this article on Vice, it says Robinhood's customers are hedge funds like Citadel. Its users are the product. So, you guys, there's been a class action lawsuit that's been filed, and I'm going to put the link to that in the description below if you guys were forced to basically sell your GameStop stock against your own will, just to protect the interests of big short sellers and hedge funds like Citadel. So let's read a little bit more into this Vice article. So as you can see here, it says one of the reasons is that Citadel is making their money basically on order flow. So order flow is basically figuring out what exactly people like you and me are trading, and then they're getting that information from Robinhood and they're using it to profit. So as you can see here, let's read the article. It says, given that Robinhood is playing a central role in retail investors pumping dark horse stocks, it's worth examining once again how it makes money, namely by selling user trades to other large firms before they are actually executed. Those firms make money by effectively seeing what the retail investors on Robinhood are going to do before they actually do it and acting accordingly. Those firms are basically buying information then informs of the trades. So guys, this is crazy. So as you can see here, it says the secret to Robinhood's success is simple: payment for order flow. To ensure trades are commission free, trades are sold to market makers or large firms like Citadel Securities, Robinhood's largest customer, which tried to bail out Melvin Capital after GameStop shorts cost it billions. Market makers execute those trades and can use their privileged position to place themselves in the middle and make a profit. So you guys, Robinhood is heavily involved with Citadel. So right now, basically, it's basically, the retail investors like us, the 99%, and we're basically going up against Citadel and these big hedge funds. So that's one of the reasons why I simply deleted the Robinhood app. I don't use Robinhood anymore. As you can see here, there's the SEC had already fined, Robinhood in December for $65 million for misleading statements and omissions in customer communications. So let's read this. It says, if the service is free, you are the product. Robinhood users thought that the service was accountable to them, but it actually exists to serve giant Wall Street institutions like Citadel and other market makers. They will suicide bomb their own business models to protect the real powers from the consequences of their internal contradictions. When a system approaches terminal crisis, its institutions will break their own rules to suppress elements that threaten the system's continued viability. That's what's happening here. This specific episode may be over in a week or two, but it's a symptom of something very ominous. So guys, this is what's basically going on. Robinhood is not really out there to basically help the retail investor, the average guy. It's simply a product that is being resold to places like Citadel and stuff like that. So obviously now we have free trades on most of these brokers and things like that. So obviously there's market makers with most of these brokers, but I think Robinhood just went too far. So I'll give you guys a couple of alternatives. So me personally, I'm using Webull and Fidelity. I think those are two excellent choices. So you guys can click the links in the description below if you want to switch from Robinhood. If you live outside the United States, if you live in Europe or you're living in Asia and you want to trade, I would say check out First Trade. That's another great alternative, just like Robinhood. But this is just, I've never seen a broker force someone to sell their trades at a massive loss. It's basically taking back all of the money that was transferred from places like Melvin Capital and places like Citadel, and just the money that, retail investors like us made on these trades. They're basically taking their money back, forcing us to sell, guys. So Robinhood, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the app, but I've always had a problem with their app simply because their customer service is awful, and that's why I never really used it. And also, one of the things I don't like about Robinhood is they don't allow you to list a beneficiary. So, I don't hold any long positions in Robinhood. I hold most of my long positions in Fidelity, and then I also hold some like swing trade positions and options and stuff like that in Webull. But I would say, obviously, guys, do your own due diligence. But for me, Robinhood just went too far, basically causing the stock to collapse and, forcing this guy to basically sell at a huge loss. And this guy had a lot of shares. He had over 4,500 shares of the stock at around $118, guys. I mean, that's a massive, massive position. And he cost this guy tens of thousands of dollars. We don't know how many shares, what share price he bought it at, but he cost him tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, guys. So, I'm really, I would say delete the Robinhood app. Like I said, do your own due diligence and do what's best for you, but I've deleted the ad withdrawal my funds, and I've just moved on to just Fidelity and Webull. Much easier for me, much simpler. And although Webull did halt GameStop for like an hour or two, they allowed it to trade. So it was a very short-term thing, whereas Robinhood, I think, is the worst offender out of all of these brokerages. They're really in the pockets of Citadel. They don't really care about the regular investor like you and me. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this content. It'll be really interesting to see how things shake out on Friday. A lot of these short sellers are forced to close their positions. This looks like what this was doing, just basically forcing the stock prices down so they could actually buy the stock back cheaper and mitigate their losses. So like I say, guys, absolutely crazy market. You know, what a time to be investing in the stock markets. You know, this is basically like the Roaring 20s, you know, like in the 1920s when they called it the Roaring 20s. Looks like it's happening again, so it should be an interesting year. Hope you guys didn't lose too much money out there. If you want to join in on the class action lawsuit for Robinhood, just click the link in the description below and you can join that lawsuit to get some of your money back, because this is just flat wrong. It's just stealing from the people that made you rich in the first place. So that's it until next time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please smash the like button to receive more video updates. So please smash the like button, enjoy my content, and hit subscribe to receive more video updates from me. Be sure to check out my daily Stock Watch newsletter, posted every Monday through Friday, and check out my private Discord chat to talk more about this in depth. So that's it until next time, guys. Take care.